G'day and welcome back to another episode of Destiny for Dummies, the show primarily about Destiny 2 with a particularly Aussie twist. My name is Slammer and I'm your host today, but if I could start off by humbly mentioning that it would be awesome if you could smash that subscribe button and at the end of the video hit like, make a comment and all that crap that unfortunately YouTube needs to help us grow. Moving right along from our introductory video, I thought we'd start off by doing a quick breeze through the Prismatic Recaster. Kind of like the darkness, but different, I suppose. First of all, you got to go through the first couple of steps, just follow the quest, and then you'll need to talk to the drifter who unlocks the Recaster. Now, there's a few things there which could be confusing, so I'm going to go through them one at a time. Starting at the top, here is where you get additional umbral engrams as you level up by earning Twisted Energy. Now, Twisted Energy you get just by grabbing both ends of the energy and just twisting that bastard as tight as Oh, sorry, wrong game there. No, you don't do that. You just do these 2 weekly bounties on your character, as well as a bit that you get in the Season Pass paid track. There's another 1,000 at the tail end of that track, so if you're desperate, you could just go run bounties in a lost sector for the next week or 2 straight, and that should get you to at least 6 or 7 out of the 21 that you need. But there is a better way, and we'll come back to that in just a jiffy. Now, those weekly bounties are different to the next 4, which are daily bounties. You can do them each day, but they only reward the focusing material and XP. The repeatable bounties are flamin' stingy and only like to give up XP. I tried to give them a little bit of a tickle, bit of a dry hump, but no, that's all they'd give me. Now let's take a look at focusing itself. You'll note that there are 3 levels of engrams, each with different benefits, and these unlock from reaching levels in the Season Pass, not from actually leveling up the Recaster. Just to confuse you. I believe the levels are something like 32 and 70 or so. We could take a quick look, I suppose, but I just don't have the video budget. Now, the top row is fairly simple. Just pick what you want to get out of it and focus up, making sure that you've done some of those daily bounties for the material that you need to focus, which I believe is called Altered Energy. New arrival weapons are on the left, new armour next to that, and then the old shit from previous seasons are in these 2 engrams. But great if you weren't around for that, or if that pesky little bug that I can't name for fear of getting deleted may have kept your internet tradie at a distance for the last 3 months. You can just push inspect to see what sort of items can come out of said engrams. Now the second row starts to get a bit more specific and basically refines the engram so you can have more chance of getting the item that you want, and also for farming for god rolls, or if RNGs is not your thing, then just a plain old roll, I guess. Take note of the third one, in that that's where you want to farm out the best falling guillotine you can, because damn, that thing is a beast. Small note, you can only access that one though once you've unlocked the fallen guillotine and the pulse rifle in your Season Pass. Onto the bottom row, assuming that you've unlocked it, here is where you can insert your hard-earned materials in the pursuit of maybe getting a better than average piece of armour. If I sound a little sceptical, it's because I've opened about 7 of these bad boys, expecting the Dutch nuts of all rolls, hallelujah, and then checked them only to find instead that they were shards. Maybe my expectation was a bit high, I don't know. Anyways, I did hear today that Bungie has come out and said that all that those engrams do is guarantee a minimum of 10 in the selected trait slot. I don't know if it's just me, but I'd say that's about the bare minimum that they should be shooting for shit. I can get minimum of 10 picking up bits of crap I find all over the ground in the Destiny world. Maybe they'll reconsider at some point, but when 5 of the 7 that I opened were under 60 points total, I just have a bit of trouble seeing the point. Anyway, you make up your own decision. Moving on, before this video ends up longer than toilet time after a night out on VB, let's move on to the seasonal bonuses. They're called Gifts of Light and Dark, but really they just operate as bonuses, the same as they did on the bunkers. Basically, for every 500 Twisted Energy you earn an input into the Recaster, you get 1 gift to spend. Now, don't just pick any, as let's face it, most of them are shit. And naturally, they stitch you up, and you just can't pick the bloody ones you want. You've actually got to complete each row before you go on to the next row. So keeping that in mind, just like a politician, I'll comb over some of the better ones, just to make sure you unlock the best ones before the others to maximise your benefits. in the top row, you have to get the first one as that's part of the quest. That's cool. It unlocks the new weapons for you. Right? But after that, I'd probably pick Umbral Mastery first, as that starts giving you a bit of twisted energy from every engram as well. But don't get too excited because it's tighter than the elastic on my pants and it takes like 40 to go up one full rank of the Recaster. After that, I'd probably go Umbral Discovery for a guaranteed extra engram per day, then Free Focus for what? Yep, you guessed it, an extra focus for the week. For free! Who said only noobs have something to learn here? As for the rest on that row, who really gives a crap? The percentages are so low that no one cares, just tick them off so we can get on to the better stuff. On to row 2 now. I highly recommend Umbral Enhancement. Umbral Mastery 2, Free Focus 2, do I need to explain? And Discovery 2. In short, none of them are really that earth-shattering. The first one, Umbral Enhancement, well, no one actually really understands what that means, but it sounds pretty good. Of course, after that, the Umbral Mastery does allow you to carry 15 engrams and spawn a heavy crate on the contact event. Now that we've got that shit out of the way, let's move on to row 3, and I have to say, just like Big Kev, I'm excited! First of all, you want to unlock Umbral Enhancement 3. So now all your weapons farming rolls get a second perk. Invaluable for picking up non-religious affiliated roles, as well as more versatility by having choice. Then go straight to Umbral Discovery and Free Focus 3. Now I know what you're thinking. What's that one right on the end, Slam? Why not that one first? And the answer is because you can't. At first, it says you need row 3 unlocked on your season pass, but they're like those huge flaming funnel web spiders, and they just lure you in close and then BAM! Now you need research level 21. You remember the ones you need that twisted energy for? That's right, that's how they get you. My advice, don't bother farming out the high stat rolls until you unlock this beauty, which halves the altered element you need from 250 to 125, because if you have luck like mine, you're going to need every last bit of that shit. Another tip is once you fully unlock row 2, then row 1 no longer requires altered energy at all. That's right, they're on the house. Just remember, if you have 3 characters, even if you're not actively playing all content on each, you can at least do those weekly bounties. They are an absolute piece of piss generally, and that will rank up your Recaster way quicker than Lost Sector farming your season pass. Finally, we have the mods. Now, the very first mod on the left rotates on a daily basis. Now, some of these mods are pretty powerful, in particular the Lucent Blade mod. So keep your eye out for that one, which makes your OP sword even more OP. Happy days. Now, the other mods, they unlock as your Umbral research goes up, i.e. the more twisted energy you insert, and at various levels unlock. The exception is the trace overrides right in the middle, which you can only purchase 5 per week just for legendary shards, and you need those to focus up the specific stat armor engrams. Don't worry too much about the ship on the right because it looks like crap. And I can't believe that that was the final reward that they chose to put in. Now, last but not least, we have the Umbral Decoder, which is actually a separate piece of equipment located just next to the drifter. Basically, you go to the Prismatic Recaster. You focus your engrams and then you bring them to the Umbral Decoder to actually decode them and get the loot. Any that you have previously focused will have a different symbol to just the plain old engrams. But please note, you don't have to focus them. You can just hand in the plain old engrams and just get a random loot from the global pool. Well, that wraps us up for today, guys. I hope all of you got at least something out of this video, even if it was just a bit of a laugh at my expense. And I very much look forward to seeing you on the next one. So grab your piece of string and your tin cans, because with our internet, you're going to need it as we head back down under.